Okay guys, welcome back. This is part 2. If you didn't see part 1, I asked you guys just to go back and check that out. Went over like 5 partners and maybe 1 Zon. So you guys can go check that out. That'd be very much appreciated. Now we're gonna get into the partners that I made. And these are just some comments at the moment that we were talking back and forth. Like I said again, this is 28 pages, and these 13 are just like my comments, feedback, and my character creations. Okay, so let's get started with the first one. Okay, Askin. This was when Askin was going to be a Vanguard instead. So I'll probably go over not that one. Actually, I'll go over him now just for the heck of it. Okay, he would have 9,000 strength, which is on par with the current HBI at the moment was there. At the time was there. HBI. I think Stern wasn't out yet. Maybe Stern was out. Maybe, yeah, I think he was out. So anyway, agility, he was kind of fast for a Vanguard. His wisdom was higher, because I wanted him to actually survive. That's why I made these 2 stats kind of high. Because a lot of the Vanguards had a weak keto defense, so I wanted him to have like the best of both defenses, along with the best HP, so he can survive longer. His talent was Poison, God's Poison Tester. Or maybe both could work, taster or tester. Okay, so increase HP by 40%, which is a nice little HP boost, and defense by 20%, and I gave him 25% immune rate and block rate. I gave a lot of my characters immune rate because I wanted them to be able to survive, instead of all this, versus all this damage rate and attack, insane attacks. We need some immune rate on our partners. It's ridiculous. Okay, so he had a normal attack that would target the highest attack growth rate partner, and it would apply a death poison and stun the target for 1 turn. Okay, so death poison would be a new uncleansable DOT that would take away 25% max HP. So it's kind of like a mutilate effect. It goes based off the HP, and it will lower their attack and defense by 30%. So it's like 3 debuffs or 2 debuffs plus a DOT in 1, and it's uncleansable, so you can't remove it. So I think we need some uncleansable DOTs or uncleansable CCs, so you might see a few of those in some of my partners. So let's move on with the skill. It will be only 100% growth rate, but it would ignore 30% of the defense. It would decrease the speed by 20% of the whole team, and apply death poison to the enemy with the highest attack growth rate for 2 turns. So just enhance that death poison attribute. Uncleansable DOTs is something that we need in the game. And I think that was something Askin should have had, because he was like a perfectionist. Anyway, so attacks, this is the EX skill I made up. Attacks all enemies, 100% growth rate, going to 140, then would decrease all their stats. So that would be like speed, defense, immune rate, block, everything by 5 up to 10%. They would add death poison to random enemies, and it would increase as they get stronger. Okay, I gave him 50% immune rate and block rate, so that makes them a total of 40% block, or 60% if you add the bonds. So 60% extra block rate is very nice, and then he can get a total of 55% immune rate. Increases defense by 30, so he'd probably get 50% defense buff in total. And then he had a halo that would decrease the enemy speed by 5%, and then if you were facing one of his rivals, Bankai Kisuke, Raijin, Yorichi, or TSI, he would decrease the speed by 10 instead. So just for those partners. Okay, so when he's attacked, he had a 40% to clear all debuffs from himself. Pretty nice to have. And then when attack, he had a 10% chance to apply the death poison for 1 turn with a rate of 20%, and a 20% debuff instead of the 30. So this would be a little weaker poison if he was attacked. and it only lasts for 1 turn. So it was just to give him something. And then he had a team halo of HP and defense 15%. And if he had any Quincy's, they would get 20% instead. And then he had a heal, automatic heal. So at the start of the round, he would heal 15%. And then he had a death mod as well. When he's dead, he would cast death poison on all partners, even his allies, for 3 turns. And then that would be a 40% HP rate and a 40% attack and defense debuff. So I think that would stick true to the the manga. How when he died, he still had that Gift Ball Deluxe going off, but they changed him and made him a support, and someone else is going to be the Vanguard. I think I have a hint. I mean, like a gut feeling that it might be this guy, Bernita, who was Soul King's proclaimed left hand. So let's get on to him. He would be a Vanguard. Strength is pretty standard. Agility is pretty standard. Wisdom was higher than most. And HP was higher than most Vanguards at the moment. So he would just have HP talent of 30, defense of 20. Again, that immune rate, but he would have a reflect. Since when you hit the guy in the manga, you couldn't really hit him because you would just end up damaging yourself. Like Kenpachi got wrecked. So yeah, I gave him that reflect ability. And he had a talent of his normal attack would have a chance to apply a random CC. So stun, void, or silence. He can mess up your nerves, so that's why he gets those CCs for 1 turn. I thought that was pretty neat. So skill is Screech. He would attack all enemies 150% growth rate, and he would have 100% chance to clear all buffs from the enemy, and he would apply Despair, which is a new CC I will get into in a second, to enemy team for 2 turns, and he recovers 30 Fury. So on crit, that's like 50 Fury, so he's halfway there to scaling again. And this, the Despair would make it so no new buffs can be applied to that partner. So the enemy team wouldn't be able to add buffs for 2 turns. I think we need something like that as well, just to limit, the buffs and to bring a new aspect of strategy into the game. And his EX skill would be attack enemy team, 110% going up to 150, and he would gain 15 to 30 defense and block, and he has a chance to cast a random CC, so it would be like 1 CC per skill. So one time he does void, one time he does silence on the whole enemy team, one time he does stun, and so on, for up to 2 turns. And then his mods are 30% defense increase, 25% HP, so you can't stop him from healing. 25% HP and immune to laceration. Immune to stun, silence, and void. So if there's 2 of them, they won't just be hitting each other with that. When attacked, 30% chance to apply chaos, void, or silence, or stun on the attacker for 1 turn. It kind of goes with his whole aspect as a partner in the manga. He messes up your nerves and stuff, causes chaos. And then when his HP is below 40%, he will heal 50% and 50% of his max HP and clear all debuffs on self and the buffs on the enemy team. It only works once. I don't know if they can code something like that, so maybe I will change that around, but that would be like a one-time heal, and he'd clear all the debuffs and then clear all the buffs on the enemy team, but only on himself, only the debuffs for himself. He has a halo of 10% immunity rate, immune rate, and 10% HP for the whole team, just to make the team stronger. And then when he had Quincy's in the formation, they would get the whole team would just get 10% speed boost. And then his ultimate mod, which would be gain 1% every turn. So he get 1% attack, damage rate, speed, and defense each round. So for a total of possibly it's 19. I think the last round doesn't count. So probably 19% boost to all stats if he survives 20 rounds. So that was something he would do, because he also had he would grow over time. So he had that. And then these are just standard mods. Chance to go invo and heal, which is kind of different. I don't think we have anything like that. And then a chance to have a shield, which would be 40% of his max HP. I thought that was pretty cool. Partner to have as a Vanguard. the Hachigen, which is one of the wizards. He would be lower ranked, and maybe he would be put in the tavern. Oh no, he's too good for tavern. He would be an event partner. He would have to be like CSB or something, I guess. So his strength, it's like equal to most red partners. I think his stat wise, it's equal to most red partners. And then he has HP and a defense and immunity rate, talent, and skill is attack all assaulters, 140%. He would increase it's more like a support. He would increase the speed of supports and the attack of assaulters. And also he would give his team 20% defense and block. And he would apply barrier, which is a new buff that I'm going to get into. For 2 turns and recovers 23 for the whole team. But he's pretty much helping out in all aspects. He's helping the support with the speed, the assaulters with the attack, and then the team with the fury. So this barrier would give CC immunity. So they couldn't get voided, they couldn't get chaos, they couldn't get silence for 1 turn. I think that's something that they, the game devs could add or code. It wouldn't be too hard. So I think that would be something that, you know, maybe the players of Bleach Online could use, you know, a new buff called barrier or something that would prevent CCs. And then his EX skill would just be like giving his team defense up to 40% defense for 3 turns. So his mods are, he's immune to fury restriction and reduction, so you can't stop him from scaling outside of silence. And he's has a HP and defense mod for 20%. This is kind of new here. He's immune to all prohibiting attacks, so you can't silence him. I need to add silence in here. So he's immune to all CCs that would stop someone from attacking, so fossilize, freeze, void, and silence, and disarm as well. Just immune to all of those. There's a 10% immune rate, and for every action that means skill or attack, he would heal himself 5 HP and gain 10% immune rate for 1 turn. But it doesn't stack. So the 10, he just gets this buff each turn he attacks or does a skill or anything. Well, actually, only attack and skill. He would gain that 10% immunity rate. And then when he has other visor allies, they get this effect as well. So they'll get the heal and they'll get the immune rate buff each time they attack or skill. As a halo, it would give HP, keto defense, and physical defense 15%. So, you know, make the whole team tanky. It's like a support in the Vanguard's role. You know, it's helping the whole team. And then when he dies, he heals 50%, and they all get a shield for 30%. So I think this would be a nice way to give, you know, the lower free-to-play and low-level VIP players who don't have a shield, give some of that shield low. And he has standard stuff. And then he has, when he's normal attacking, he has a chance to heal the team for 30% of their max health. But it's only like a 10% chance. Still something neat, something different. And then Wonder-wise, he's in there too. But I'm going to go over some of the main partners I wanted to go over. He's pretty cool. You guys should check him out. He has like a big chance thing added to him. Actually, I might just go over him now. Okay, he has pretty standard stuff. He's like mid-level red partners. He's like in the middle, stat wise. So he has a 10% speed talent. 20% damage rate, and he's a good gambler. So I'm gonna give him like 20% crit rate, or maybe always crits. So he has like a permanent, you know, crit chance. Or we could just give him like a 90% or 99% crit talent, so he always crits. So he attack 1 random enemy because it's chance. He's all about the chance. 160%, and he would increase the crit rate of all partners, all his allies, by 30% for 2 turns. And this way he gets a random buff of 20% speed, damage, attack, defense, or immune rate to himself and 1 ally. So they both get it. And that lasts for 3 turns, or he could heal 50% for himself and 1 partner. It's pretty cool to have. We don't have anything like that at the moment. But I think with him, you know, being a big chance hitter that he is, you can add this in there. So he increases his own crit rate by 20%. I might take this out if we can just make him crit always. I'll change this to something else, probably attack. So he's immune to disarm and silence, so you can't stop him from attacking or skilling outside of, fossilized and void, stuff like that. 30% chance to clear all CC from one random ally when attacking. I think that would be a nice big one. And then when attacking, 35% chance to increase team speed by 20%. So when he goes on offense, he can increase people's speed or his team speed. And then when he's being attacked, he can increase the team's defense. So it's good on both aspects. Being attacked and attacking. And then he has a halo that increases the crit rate and crit damage on his whole team by 20%. And then at the end, at the end of each round, he has a 50% chance to heal himself or a random ally 30% of their max HP and increase their speed by 25%. So I think this is a pretty good mod that it could go off, on him or an ally, not both. It only goes off on one of them. And then give him 30% HP and 25% speed. And then he has this chance mod. I don't know if they can add this in there. 5% chance to increase all his chance mods. And then I missed the X skill. It would attack random enemies because it's all about chance. And then it goes 120 to 160. Increase all chance mods by 10 to 55%. So that's basically like his mods will go off 100% of the time. So yeah, I don't know if they can add that in the game, but that would be pretty cool to have like chance mods and a chance effect that could, like a chance buff maybe. They can make a new icon and everything. For 2 turns, and recovers full fury. Once he gets the skill max, he can recover full fury. So basically all these effects, all these chance effects will be going off each turn if you can get him full modded and fully EX skilled. And since he'll be a red mid-level partner, it'd probably be like level 80 to get max skill, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that because I'm really bad with EX skills. That'd be something that could happen. And Tsukushima, I'm probably just going to skip him and look for... Oh, Grimmy, he's cool. I'll add him in here. So he'll be a support. He would have below average strength. He would be orange though, because he has some cool effects. His speed is pretty standard for partners these days. Wisdom is lower, but I did that for a reason. HP is lower because I don't want him to be too powerful. Okay, so increase all his stats. He would break all the caps. 20%. And he ignores defense by 20%. That's why I didn't make his attack too strong, because I don't want him to be too powerful. So he would get block, counter, crit, immune rate, all 20%. All stats 20%. Because he has unlimited imagination. Okay. So now we got the skill is 160% growth rate, not too high. And you cast a random CC out of all the possible CCs in the game at the moment. So it could be not just one of these, not just one Chaos, Stun, Void. It could be any CC that we have. Mutilate, Freeze, even if they make new ones, maybe they can add that in as well. Or when he's made, they can just use the CCs that they have currently, and maybe not use the ones from the, because I don't think they update partners like that. So you would have a chance to cast one of these CCs on the whole team for 1 turn, and then for DOTs like Poison Burn, they would have 80% growth rate. I might increase that because that's kind of low for 2 turns, and then Mutilate would just be 40% for 1 turn. And then his EX skill would target the fastest partner, basically, and then decrease their speed by up to 50%. So it increased speed by 20%, and then when Bankai Kenpachi is in the enemy formation, he would increase his own attack and damage rate by 30%. Because Kenpachi was one of the, probably one of his only challengers that gave him a real challenge. So, when they face each other, he'll get a boost of confidence and get some attack and damage rate. Immune to silence and restrictions, so you can't stop the guy from skilling with fury reduction and stuff like that. Okay, he's immune to mutilate, which is nice, and he ignores invul, but you can't stop this guy from attacking basically, as you'll see with the last mod. And then once HP is below 30, he'll just gain 30 more speed. Because he was pretty hacks mode in the manga. He could just make up stuff, and it was insane. So he needs that, insaneness in his character design. And then when an ally dies, some random ally gains 25 fury. It's kind of a new mod. I don't think anyone has something like that. Usually when they die, they give Fury, but this gives, when any ally dies, they give another ally random 25%, 25 Fury. And then he has 5% all stats increase for this team because he has like insane imagination. So at the start of the round, he gains 25 Fury each turn. So even if you try to drain this guy, since you can't restrict him, he'll just keep gaining Fury through normal attacks and then from this mod. So he'll just basically, he just makes up his own Fury. So that's pretty cool. And he has combo rate, ignore defense, standard mods. And he has a chance to gain Fury when attacking. So I thought that was a pretty cool partner. Okay, Master Masculine, he will be the Quincy wrestler, I guess you can call him that. Okay, he has pretty standard mid-level red assaulter stats. He gets immune rate, defense, attack, and aid rate, which is a big thing in his character design. Aid rate and mainly aid rate because he had this little partner James that was always helping him. So I was like, hey, he's an aid, give him aid rate. Okay, so it's gonna target the partner with the highest defense. So most likely the Vanguard. He could be a Vanguard Buster. 250%, and he stuns them for 1 turn, and he decreases their defense by 20% for 1 turn. And he gains 50 Fury on crit at 75. And then he gives the Vanguard himself, so he basically links himself to the Vanguard. And he gives him 20% aid rate for 2 turns. His EX skill would just target the lowest HP partner, and then he can go invul for up to 2 turns when he skills. So he gains 20% damage rate, he can ignore invul. When afflicted, okay, he's a new mod. When afflicted by any CC, so like if he's stunned, frozen, voided, or anything, he gains 40 defense and attack, defense and attack, and he recovers 20% of his max HP at the start of the round. So I think that would help partners, so they won't get like stun locked or anything. So they won't get stun locked and die. He has a chance to survive with his 40% defense. He has a chance to retaliate as well. I might add in the fact that this lasts for 2 rounds, so it won't just go away when he's not CC'd, because at the moment that sounds like he only gets it while he's afflicted. So maybe I'll add like it lasts for 2 rounds. And then he gains 3% attack each round. So this guy becomes a problem if you don't kill him, and he's hard to kill because if you stun him or something, any type of CC is on him, he'll just gets tankier and more deadly. So I think it's pretty cool. That's basically what happened in the manga. So when an ally dies, like his aid dies, he gets 30% damage rate and speed for 2 turns. So if you don't kill him, since he's hard to kill, you can't kill him. You kill his allies, he'll just get stronger. And then he's a Halo for 25% aid rate for self and the Vanguard. So he really binds himself to the Vanguard. So if all the other partners die, these two will mostly, the Vanguard and himself will most likely be alive. So he'll get the aid rate and all these. He'll keep getting this buff, the speed buff and damage rate buff, and he gains that 3% attack. So this guy's gonna be hard to take down. He's gonna become faster and hit harder the longer he survives. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the only bond we're going over is the watch bond. Up to 10% when he's attacked, he has a chance to clear CC and go invul for 1 turn. I think that's pretty cool and a new bond, or even mod, a new aspect to the game. Pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. I can't go over all these partners because I made like a lot of them. I asked Dude, he's pretty cool. Let's do him too. So he's a support, standard stuff, and he will be orange. I think most of the main Quincy's I created will be orange. Agility is pretty standard. I think he'll end up being faster than Ryukia at the end. He should be. Wisdom standard. HP is kind of low, but you'll see why. So he gets talent, speed, wisdom, and defense 30% and a 30% immune rate. And his normal attacks remove 15 fury. So he attacks all enemies, 150% growth rate. He fury drains 25, and he decreases the speed of support by 20%. And the assaulter's crit rate by 30%, and the Vanguard's block rate by 30% as well. So he's basically making everyone scared to do what they're best at. That's his aspect was fear. So we're going to continue with that. We're going to build on top of that for 2 turns, and it applies Despair. That Despair again, the new debuff. and it makes it so they can't receive any buffs. So I think this fits his character very well. And his EX skill would just be attacking enemies, decrease 2 rate. He's gonna drain you to no fury. That's basically it. And he can go infinite with this. He can loop it if he gets this goes off. So one of his mods. He has a mod where he gains fury somewhere, so I'll go over that. Immune to silence, immune to void. Most partners don't have this immune to void, so I just want to add that to him just to be different. He's immune to mutilate and freeze toward the latest CCs. So he can have that, so he can be nice and, you know, immune to the latest CCs is always good. Increases speed 25%, and when Byakuya is in the formation, he takes off 20 speed from 20 speed and attack. So that's pretty good. So he should easily outspeed 1000-year Blood War Byakuya. The enemy team, their counter and block goes down. It's not a fear aspect. They're too scared to, you know, defend themselves. Then when someone dies, he heals 15% of his max HP and 20 fury. So he can possibly loop this if he gets a kill, or if someone dies after he skills. Even if he's afflicted by laceration or fury restriction, he'll still heal and he'll still gain fury. And then he ignores 25% of defense because his spear was penetrating, so he's added that, and then added 30% block rate just to be the opposite side of Byakuya. Because Byakuya gave block, and then this guy has extra break. Enemy partner, and then this last one. Enemy partner with the highest attack growth rate, it would take 30% off their attack and 30% off their healing effects. So he's kind of like the answer to Byakuya. He would nerf his healing, and he would nerf his attack rate, and he would, you know, lower his speed and attack. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking when I made this partner, that we should have more, you know, rivalries within the partners. You know, more mods like this, where if you have a certain partner that you get like some type of bonus, you have an edge over them. I think if we add more partners like that, the game would be a lot more interesting, and, you know, there's more strategy involved. Yukio, I probably can't go over too many partners because I don't know how long this second part is. It's probably already 20 minutes or something. So that's the Ginjou I made. He'll be an assaulter. You can go over that. Glowing Mayuri is in there as a vanguard. So yeah, we made a lot of partners, and the latest ones I created, I'll go over that. Just 1000-year Blood War Ichiru. What else? Some awesome to watch that I made. Support and assaulted version. Misaki. I actually forgot about her through my rampage of making characters. I forgot about her. She was in the manga. So I made a version of her. She'll be a support. Yamamoto's second in command. Who else? I made a new Ginjou. This is the Ginjou that wrecked Aizen. Or tried to wreck Aizen. I don't know what you would call that. But I made design for him, and then that's pretty much it for the moment. Also made some Zanpakuto pose through here. But a lot of other people made partners too. Oops, let me go back. A lot of other people contributed, you know, ideas and such, but there's so many of them. We got KappaNel, you know, can't forget that that wonderful partner. Okay, let's move on. Amagi that was made. I also made an Amagi too. We had, oh, this guy's pretty cool. I think this is a pretty good partner. This is one of the main Quincy's as well. I can't really say his name, so I'm not even gonna try. So yeah, if you guys can check out these partners, you know, tell us your thoughts, your feedback. Maybe you want to create your own partner as well. You know, it's all good and fun. It won't hurt. This is a good one too, Zombified Mambietta. I thought it was pretty cool. Maybe the mods were kind of OP. Like, you get like 5 turns of invincibility, which is different from Invo. But I thought that was a little too extreme. But nonetheless, it was a good partner. Had a lot of good concepts and whatnot. There's the Askin, there's Panida. I made a lot of these partners because I was trying to pass the time, and this is the best way to do it. Tsukushima, what else? Yeah, but a lot of other partners were made, so you guys want to check that out. This is Taiga's idea of Askin back in the day before Askin was changed to support. Master, SD, Yukio. Yeah, a lot of these partners are mine, but other people made partners as well. Wolverine Ichigo, Perfect Nemo, him as actual character, Fuse Tensa, or Hollow Tensas, I get to whatever you want to call him. Him as actual partner, not just Zan. Kangdu. We get this would be Thousand Year Blood War, I think, or maybe it would just be like a custom character creation, you know, some unknown Shin Bankai Yoshiro, which is a Vanguard. Pretty cool. Take a look at that. Some comments we made. And some pages are just full of text of us going back and forth talking about balance in the game and whatnot. Oh, Sacred Nanao. We can't get enough of those Nanaos. We need a team of Nanaos. Jericho, he's in there. Iba, that Myler made. So, you know, check out these partners and let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching the video.